Guess I didn't see him. What are you looking so sad about, Jack?
I'm surprised at you. I mean, I'm really insulted. I mean, that's not right, what you just said.
What do you mean, what I just said?
I mean, I'm getting drink of water. I'm late getting home, but you talk. I said something about the greatest heavyweight champ, man. I'm a hometown man, and you talk about Joe Louis, man. Joe Louis wouldn't be nothing for me. Joe, I tell you, Joe, do you think you would have stood a chance with me?
Well, Clay, one time I done my career, I was on a Bomber of the Month tour.
I would have been a bum because compared to you.
Well, you don't.
What's happening, my people? It's Cat Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. That's right. You know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's The Box Story, bringing you all that boxing history. Boxing is the greatest sport of them all. That's why we love it. Can't get enough of it. Salute to everyone and welcome to another episode of Cat Sports, The Box Story. Today, Sugar Ray Robinson versus Jake LaMotta, Langford, Greb, and more. How's the family today? It's hump day, Wednesday afternoon. We're going to talk a little boxing history. Yeah, we always have went over the Jake LaMotta fights, but today we're going to dig down into them. And Sugar Ray Robinson and Jake LaMotta, we're going to look at them today. Look at each one of the six briefly and examine them. A little background on the series. Look at the legacy of it. And then we're going to look at Sam Langford, the greatest boxer no one knows, the greatest boxer never to win a championship, the greatest boxer that lost the most fights, all that. And we're going to look at the great Harry Greb today, one of the top 3 middleweights of all time. All that today on Cast Sports, the Boxtorian, bringing you all that boxing history. But first, for the highlights of boxing history today, we are going to delve into the junior middleweight division. Going through all of the divisions, we're down to junior middleweight. We're going to look at the top 10 fighters at junior middleweight today. Okay? But it's hump day, on the way downhill to the weekend, and some more boxing. And this is June. Summer is heating up, and the boxing is heating up. Got some big fights coming at us. But first, let's get into this highlights of boxing history and the top 10 fighters of all time. There's the Hitman, greatest junior middleweight of all time. The Motor City Cobra, Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Let's talk about it. Wow, I almost dumped my juice over. But yeah, these are the best junior middleweight boxers in the history of prize fighting. Okay? Now, the weight division of 147 to 154 pounds has quite a few names. It is known as light middleweight, junior middleweight, and super welterweight, depending on the organization. Now, regardless of the name, many popular boxers have competed in this weight class. Now, since the junior middleweight division was created in the 1960s, some of the best world champions have won the top prize in the weight class. Some of these names have included Oscar De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. Today, we're going to take a look at the best junior middleweights who have ever laced up a pair of boxing gloves. Okay, let's get into it. And number 1 is Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Pro career spanned from 1977 to 2006. Yes, that's 30 years. Okay, Hearns had 67 fights during his career. He had 61 wins, 5 losses, and he had 1 draw. The bogus draw. It just shouldn't have been a draw, you know. With Sugar Ray Leonard, remember? I would say that was really a win, but 1 draw officially on his record. Not a bad knockout ratio, 78.6%. What's up? Omer Epson in the building. How are you today, my friend? We are looking at some of the top 10 junior middleweights of all time to start the show off today. We're going through all the divisions. We're down to junior middleweight. Number 1, Thomas Hearns. Let's salute, Omer. Good to see you today. Okay, welcome back. Okay, yeah, Thomas Hearns. Now, Thomas Hearns was born in Grand Junction, Tennessee, but he was raised in Detroit, Michigan. That's what he's known for, Detroit, Michigan, at Kronk Gym. He had an outstanding amateur career and finished with an amateur record of 155 wins and 8 losses. Hearns was a devastating puncher with ease of hand, especially the right. But make no mistake, he had outstanding boxing skills. He could use the hard jab and footwork to keep opponents at bay when he chose that route. Now, if Hearns landed the right hand with full force, 98% of all boxers would crumble. He was a deadly finisher with a big heart and fire in his eyes. The Hitman had major success in the welterweight division before picking on the 154-pound weight class. He beat the legendary Wilfred Benitez by a 15-round decision to become champion. Hearns only made a few defenses, but he did the unthinkable by flattening Roberto Duran in only 2 heats in one of those defenses. He would also beat Luigi Mincello and knock Fred Hutchinson silly in title defenses. The Hitman never lost a fight at junior middleweight, and he vacated his crown to move up in weight. He never lost a fight at junior middleweight. Thomas Hitman Hearns. Number 2, Turbo Terry Norris. Turbo Terry Norris. Pro career spanned from 1986 to 1998. 47 wins, 9 losses, 31 knockouts. Now, Terry Norris was born in Lubbock, Texas. He had a fantastic career in the amateur ranks by compiling a record of 291 wins, 4 losses before even turning pro, 295 amateur fights. Now, Turbo Terry had power in both hands, but it was his speed, reflexes, and boxing talent, that was truly his calling card. Norris had an accurate jab and could unload speedy combinations in a blink of the eye. He did not have the best chin, but his speed, power, and heart never seemed to let him down. When Norris was having one of his best nights, it was a sight to see. Norris fought his way up the ladder by beating several top boxers before being knocked out in 2 rounds by the dangerous Julian Jackson. Norris did not let this stop him, and he made a comeback. He beat contenders like Gilbert Baptiste, Quincy Taylor, and Jorge Vaca, while in pursuit of the title. Norris beat John the Beast Mugabe by first-round stoppage to become champion. He would beat Sugar Ray Leonard, Donald Curry, Meldrick Taylor, Simon Brown, Maurice Blocker, and Vincent Petway during his multiple championship reigns. Turbo Terry Norris. Talking about the top 10 junior middleweights of all time. Homer says, I think Greb is number 1 pound for pound king. With all due respect to Ezzard and Robinson. Yeah, Hearns was a beast too. Yeah, we're going to cover Harry today too, Homer. As soon as we get through this, we're going to talk about Sugar Ray Robinson, Harry Greb, Sam Langford. Yep. But number 3 on the junior middleweights, the great stuff, Homer. Appreciate you. Appreciate your great input. The body snatcher, Mike McCallum, just recently passed away about 2 weeks ago, something like that. Mike McCallum, pro career from 1981 to 1997. He was 49 and wins, 5 losses, 1 draw, 36 knockouts. Now, Mike McCallum was born in Kingston, Jamaica. He had a fantastic amateur career that culminated with a 240 win, 10 loss record before turning his attention to the pro game. Now, the body snatcher was highly skilled with solid fundamentals. His jab, right hand, and left hook were textbook, as was his body punching skills. McCallum had excellent timing and a steel chin to go along with those skills. He also had devastating power in both hands. If you forced the body snatcher to trade power shots, he had the chin and the firepower to oblige you. McCallum toured through the 154-pound ranks until he became a contender himself. He beat top boxers like Ayub Kalule and Manuel Jimenez to earn a shot at the title, which he won by a 15-round decision over Sean Mannion. McCallum went on to defend the title 6 times, and he won all of the fights by knockout. He knocked out Julian Jackson, Milton McCory, and Donald Curry in title defenses to solidify his place in boxing history. The body snatcher, Mike McCallum. Number 4 is, it's raining. It started. Winky Wright. Winky Wright, number 4. Top junior middleweights of all time. Winky's pro career went from 1990 to 2012, 22 years. Winky had 51 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw, 25 knockouts. Ronald Winky Wright was born in Washington, D.C., but he learned to box and was raised in St. Petersburg, Florida. Wright had a short amateur career with a record of 52 wins and 4 losses. He turned pro and improved dramatically each year until he reached master boxer level. Wright was a slick southpaw who used distance and an accurate jab and a straight left hand along with excellent footwork to beat his opponents. He had a solid jaw and too much pride to go down. Wright was a nightmare for boxers, and he was avoided by many of the best. Yes, he was. Wright spent most of his career at junior middleweight, and he beat many top-ranked boxers during a title shot. He beat Bronco McCart for the title, and although he lost it after a few defenses, he won the title back and made a few more defenses. Wright beat several top flight prize fighters at junior middleweight, including Keith Mullins, Robert Frazier, and Sugar Shane Mosley twice. Winky Wright. Number 5 is Ayub Kalule. Just mentioned Ayub. Okay, Ayub Kalule. 10-year career, 1976 to 86. 50 fights, 46 wins, 4 losses, 23 knockouts. Now, Ayub Kalule was born in Uganda. After winning gold in the World Amateur Championships in 1974, he entered the professional ranks. Kalule was a southpaw with fast hands and feet. He had a decent jab and above average power, but his chin was somewhat weak. Win or lose, Kalule would give everything he had in the squared circle. To beat or even bang with Kalule, a boxer had to be on his A game. Gentleman Kalule moved up the ranks very fast by beating the top prize fighters like Al Corriveau, Reggie Ford, Sugar Ray Seals, and David Love. He defeated Masashi Kudo by a 15-round decision to earn world honors. The gentleman defended his crown 4 times before losing to Sugar Ray Leonard. His victims included Steve Gregory, Emiliano Benez, and Bushy Bester. Kalule always came in top shape, and he could go 15 rounds with ease because of his top-notch conditioning. He could parry, slip, and block shots on the inside. Ayub Kalule. Okay, next is Sugar Shane Mosley. Sugar Shane. Sugar Shane fought professionally from 1993 to 2016. Had a nice long career. Joe, what's up, Joe? In the building. Joe says Greb is the most overrated fighter until Mayweather. Half the fuckers who say he was the best never saw a clip. But salute, Joe. Good to see you today. Yeah, we talking about some junior middleweights first. Then we're going to get to Greb and Langford, and we're going to look at that Sugar Ray Robinson and Jake LaMotta robbery today, too. We've never done that before. We've talked about it, but we're going to examine each fight briefly. But Shane, he had 49 wins, 10 losses, 1 draw. And Shane had a pretty good knockout ratio. He had 41 knockouts with 49 wins, so that's not too bad. Knockout rate is I'll find out if I turn the calculator on, right? 83.6%. That's not bad at all for a career knockout ratio. But anyway, Sugar Shane was born in Linwood, California. He had a highly successful amateur career and finished with a mark of 250 wins, 16 losses. So he had 266 amateur fights. He turned pro and his power boxing style suited him well in the pro ranks. Now, Sugar Shane had explosive power with both hands, and he was an excellent body puncher. Fast hands were part of his game, but he also had an iron chin and an undeniable desire to win at all costs. In his fight against Ricardo Mayorga, Sugar Shane was winning, but he was not content to coast to a decision. He went for broke and stopped his cocky foe in the last part of the 12th round. Sugar Shane was a master at lightweight and welterweight before turning to the 154-pound division. He already beat Arthur De La Hoya at welterweight, and he repeated the win for the Unified Junior Middleweight Championship. After losing the title, Mosley eventually regained it by knocking out Antonio Margarito in an upset to become a two-time champion at the weight. Sugar Shane also had wins over top-flight competitions such as Fernando Vargas twice and Ricardo Mayorga, like I mentioned. Okay, winding down now. Next is Julian Jackson. Julian Jackson. There's Julian. Okay, Julian Jackson. Pro career span from 1981-1998. 55 wins, 6 losses, 49 knockouts. These good knockout rates keep disturbing me. I can't let a good knockout rate go by without figuring it out. Julian Jackson, 89% knockout career knockout ratio. Okay. So Julian Jackson was born in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. He had a very short amateur career consisting of only 15 wins against 2 losses, 17 fights. Now, he improved his technique and skills as he advanced through the pro ranks, right? Now, the Hawk was one of the most brutal punchers in boxing history, especially with his cannon of a right hand. He had a shaky chin, but his heart and power could pull victory out of the gas of defeat at any moment. Jackson destroyed his foes on his way to the title. He beat solid fighters such as Ron Lee Warrior and Derek Drain to earn a shot at champion Mike McCallum. Jackson lost the fight, but he came storming back and knocked out Bayek and Chul in 3 rounds to become champion. And the Hawk defended his title by flattening Buster Drayton and Turbo Terry Norris, among others. Jackson never lost his championship in the ring. His fists are among the hardest punching hands in boxing history, regardless of weight class. Yeah, the Hawk had pop. That's an understatement. Okay, talk about some of the top junior middleweights of all time. How about this one? Yeah, active fighters can be included. Jermell Charlo. Okay. Now, Jermell's pro career 2007 to the present. Okay. And Jermell was born in Lafayette, Louisiana, but grew up and learned boxing in Houston, Texas. He had a rather brief amateur career that ended with 56 wins and 8 losses. Charlo is not great at any one thing, but he is very good at every single thing. He knows the basics well, and his heart and conditioning have never been questioned. He can box on the outside or slug away up close in the trenches. Charlo has improved drastically over the years, and he has awesome stamina. Iron Man beat Gabriel Rosado and Vanes Metirajan to earn a crack at the title, which he won by knockout over John Jackson. After 3 defenses, including a 1-round destruction of Erickson Lubin, Charlo lost his belt on points to Tony Harrison. In a return fight, he knocked out Harrison to become a 2-time champion at junior middleweight. And Charlo became the first undisputed junior middleweight champion of the 4-belt era by stopping Brian Castano. Okay? Jermell. And he ventured up to super middleweight and got beat by Canelo. That's been his last fight. Okay, we're winding down now. Oscar De La Hoya makes the grade. Just Iran Barkley was heard at least twice a year. He sure was, Joe. Oscar, 1992 to 2008, he competed professionally Won 39 fights, lost 6, had 30 knockouts. Yeah, Oscar knockout ratio wasn't that bad. 30 knockouts in 39 fights, 76.9%, around 80. And of course, Oscar was born in Los Angeles, California, and he won the gold medal in the 1992 Olympics, right? Now, the Golden Boy had beautiful offensive skills and footwork as well. His jab was impressive, as was his punch selection and accuracy. Oscar had a huge heart, and he always sought out the top competition. Oscar had a sweet right hand, but he usually lived off of his left hand with his devastating left hook. And that resume is just, you only had to mention that resume. Oscar won belts in 4 divisions before turning his sights on the junior middleweight division. In his first 154-pound fight, he beat Javier Castillejo by decision to win the championship. The Golden Boy defended the belt with knockout victories over Fernando Vargas and Yoey Boy Campos before losing a close one to Shane Mosley. And Oscar won the crown once more by brutally beating Ricardo Mayorga. And he is Oscar's a 6th division champion. Yes, he is. And number 10 is Nino Benvenuti. Go back a ways. Joe knows about him. Nino Benvenuti from the 60s. Yeah. Nino competed from 1961 to 1971. 82 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw, 35 knockouts. And Nino Benvenuti was born in Italy, right? He won the gold medal in the 1960 Rome Olympics. Benvenuti had above average skills, and he learned his trade well before turning pro. Now, Benvenuti had fast hands, and his footwork was above average. He could also rumble on the inside with hooks to the head and body. And Benvenuti had an average beard, but he could sit back and counterpunch with success if he was not properly pressured. He was good at mauling an opponent on the inside and pushing them back. But when that approach failed, he could stick and move to a decision victory. Benvenuti took on all comers on his way up, including Tommaso Truppi, Denny Moyer, and Milo Calhoun to earn a shot at the championship. He knocked out Sandro Mazzinghi to win the unified championship. Benvenuti fought several more times at the weight before invading the 160-pound ranks. He beat Sandro in a rematch to prove he was the better fighter. And then we got a couple of honorable mentions at junior middleweight, okay? Floyd will probably be at the top 10 at welterweight, but junior middleweight, he's an honorable mention. Floyd Mayweather Jr. Money won the junior middleweight championship twice. This defensive master has a record of 50-0, okay? Another honorable mention at junior middleweight, Canelo Alvarez. Canelo is an excellent body puncher. He won the junior middleweight title twice. And Sandro Mazzinghi. The 2-time junior middleweight champion from Italy had knockout power. And another honorable mention, Felix Trinidad. Trinidad had a short but explosive championship run that had him brutally destroying undefeated fighters like David Reed and Fernando Vargas. And finally, honorable mentions at junior middleweight, Gianfranco Rossi. Rossi won the IBF junior middleweight crown and defended it 11 times in a row. Okay, so now let's get to, we're going to start out with the look at the Sugar Ray Robinson versus Jake LaMotta series, 6-fight series they had. Okay, 5-1 Sugar Ray, but that's misleading. I thought it was 3-3. I thought Jake won at least 3 fights. They gave him 1, but I thought it should have been 3-3. I don't know. That's just what I thought. But let's talk about them. Talk about these fights between these 2 fighters. Jake said that he fought Sugar Ray so much he's surprised he didn't have sugar diabetes. That's what he said. Yeah. Okay. We're going to have a look at that today, but appreciate everybody that's in the building so far. We're looking at we're going to look at Sugar Ray Robinson versus Jake LaMotta, Sam Langford, Harry Greb today, and more. We're going to look at how all those fighters back in the day fought 50, 60, 70 rounds without gassing. You know, how did they fight like that? Yeah, we're going to look at that today. So those guys were built different. Told you Willie Pep had a plane crash and had very significant injuries, and the doctor told him he wasn't going to fight again. And Willie said the only thing he's not going to do again is fly at night. And he not only fought again, he fought 10 more times that very year of the plane crash. Those guys were built different. Willie not only fought again, he fought 10 more times that very year. Okay? Proved that doctor very wrong. But Sugar Ray Robinson versus Jake LaMotta. We're going to take a look at that series of fights. 6 fights between them. I guess what you call it a double trilogy? A double trilogy? You know? Yeah, they had a double trilogy. Did not stop at 3. Sugar Ray Robinson versus Jake LaMotta. Take a drink real quick, excuse me. Okay, let's get started. Sugar Ray Robinson versus Jake LaMotta. Okay, Mike, wow. Look at all these people that came in the building. I'm sorry. Kensaw Love 1 is in the building. Putting color in the chat, coming in, putting color in the chat. Salute Kensaw Love 1. We have Jarrell Hattie. Salute. Jarrell. Mike Rim in the building. What's up, Mike Rim? Salute. Good to see you today. Al Booger in the building. Al Booger has been a member of Cast and Friends for 3 months. Okay. So yeah, we got some color from Kensaw Love 1. Gotta show my love for the color. I love color. Okay. Salute, appreciate you, Kensaw Love 1. And Al Booger has been a member for 3 months. Appreciate you, Al Booger.
Yes, I didn't say. What are you looking for?
I don't know what happened. Okay, now let's continue with this. But so far in the building, we got Miss Cass, Omar Epson, Joe, Kensaw Love 1, Jarrell Hattie, Mike Rim, and Al Booger. Salute to everybody. Okay, Sugar Ray Robinson versus Jake LaMotta. We're going to look at these 6 fights briefly. We always talk about it. We had never just took the time and look at the series. So we're going to do that today, among other things. Sugar Ray Robinson versus Jake LaMotta. Now, Sugar Ray Robinson and Jake LaMotta had a historic boxing rivalry, fighting each other on 6 separate occasions between 1942 and 1951. Now, Robinson won this series 5-1, although many of the fights were very close, with LaMotta handing Robinson his first ever loss, which remains his only loss for nearly a decade. Now, the most famous of their encounters was their 6th and final fight, a world middleweight title fight, later dubbed the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, due to its brutality, and it happened on Valentine's Day, with the champion LaMotta taking a tremendous punishment from Robinson in the later rounds of the fight. And we're going to get to that one. And let's look at a little background on this series. Okay. Little background on the series. Okay. Now, both fighters had begun their careers in the 1940s, and their first fight would take place relatively early in both men's careers. Now, going into the first fight, LaMotta had a decent record of 25 wins, 4 losses, and 2 draws, gaining a reputation as a tough fighter. All of his losses to that point were on points, and many were controversial. Now, Sugar Ray, on the other hand, was a rising star with an undefeated record of 35-0 going into the first fight against Jake, right? Along with an amateur record of 85-0. So Sugar Ray had never lost going into that first fight against Jake LaMotta. Now, both men had very different fighting styles. Now, Jake was a classic swarmer, relentlessly pursuing his opponents while constantly throwing barrages of punches to overpower his opponent. Meanwhile, Sugar Ray had a much more fluid style, depending upon the opponent either boxing from the outside with precision or brawling at close quarters. These conflicting styles, combined with their respective courage and durability, made them naturally tough opponents for each other. Okay, now let's look at these fights. Look at the fights. The first fight. Okay. Now, initial fights. Now, Robinson, initial fight from 1942 to 19.